40 for the rapper, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga.
I read what Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no hoe to lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies, it's hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening, is in fact the If revenge was a woman, now I scope that bitch like Jake. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell should've never kidnapped my family. I can't just do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him, this shit light. It ain't about who got this gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you won't never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still about my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Those are messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
Run that shit up, Trey.
They said you get on, you gon' represent, I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch be a whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course, get it lit up like a torch. You either Lord or this Lord, told that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick, I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zoc, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like the dark. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Hopper Free. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking over. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch be a whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the fart. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either Lord or this Lord, told that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call, I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fart. They ain't locked in with the count, and when you speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor, ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign, tell like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crate that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb. Yeah, bitch, we hold guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low. Told that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our car. And I just made the call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
Backstage.
Yeah, nigga. Fake ass nigga.
You ain't no Israelite, bitch, you a gospelite, bitch.
Fuck you talking about? Hey,
If that nigga won't war, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. A hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. UPK too solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. Ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the nigga wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Shoulda took the time, get a damn no. But I see the starter and I show her. She could never get a priest hoeing. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jury. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. Yeah, that sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bit muggin'. I say, if that nigga won't war, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. A hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't nothing to me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, that clip look like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in the temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you squirm off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UPK play for keys, nigga. Commander General get a damn order, but ain't nothing to me to damn kill you. I stuck in his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close combat. Nigga got popped off for a neck. If that nigga won't war, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. A hood. More than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 we gon' be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Backstage.
Shalom Yahal Bashim Yahshua Brakatham to all the brothers. Shalom Yahal Shamar Latham Bashim Yahshua to all the sisters. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. This is the Monday night scripture breakdown class where we break down the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Something that your Christian pastor will never in a million years do, because not only are they greedy and have no intention of teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth according to the Bible, but they just can't break it down. They just don't have the ability to break down these scriptures because they serve our oppressor, who is the devil the Bible speaks of. So because they serve our oppressor, they serve all these other nations, they serve themselves, they serve their pockets, they will never tell you that your oppressor is the number one deceiver on this earth and that you should never trust him, like the Bible actually says, and that you should never trust these other nations around you, just like the Bible says. They'll never teach you the truth according to the Bible, because if they taught you the truth, then they would lose money. So that's all that's in your oppressor's heart, or that's all that's in your Christian pastor's heart. It's just greed and love for themselves, man. And that's why in the Christian church, the you know what I'm saying, Christmas is the most popular holiday, because Christmas revolves around greed. And because Christmas revolves around greed and gain and getting something, and I mean all those things, and getting fed and all those things, poor people are extremely depressed in this time. And we're going to break it all down. But the lesson for tonight is Christmas is the source of your seasonal depression. I mean, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans tend to have the hardest time around Christmas time, around the holiday season. You know what I mean? Like we've been, you know what I mean, for the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about the truth about Christmas and the truth of Thanksgiving and truth of all the holidays around the holiday season. And I know nobody, not a damn soul, has been listening to a damn word that we've been saying in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. I know General Muhammad, you know what I mean, brothers all over the country, all over the world have been giving eloquent breakdowns about, you know what I mean, the origin of all these holidays and the reason why Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans should separate from all this nonsense that's going around this holiday season. And I know nobody has heard a damn word that we've been saying, but you know what I mean, I know today is the night of Christmas. So I know brothers, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, to be specific, is, you know what I mean, they surrounding that Christmas tree, who we've been telling you since, you know what I'm saying, the time of Jeremiah. We've been telling you that this thing ain't for us. You know what I mean? I know we around that Christmas tree exchanging presents. We out here breaking our backs, breaking our necks to try to get these presents for these, you know what I'm saying, these children who, you know what I mean, may or may not even deserve, you know what I'm saying, for this holiday season, for this holiday season that has nothing to do with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? We breaking our backs, breaking our pockets, breaking our bank account for, you know what I'm saying, to get these cheap gifts that, you know what I'm saying, your kids is going to break a day or two right after, who, you know what I mean, frankly, your kids probably don't even deserve these damn presents, but we out here, we going out our way to get this stuff, Salakia. You know what I mean? And what happens to us? We end up getting shut down financially for the next couple months. Like, look, I just got done. Watch. You're gonna see on social media, you're gonna see on, you know what I mean, when you talking to brothers and sisters, you're gonna see at your slavery or your job rather, you know what I mean, you're gonna see all these people. And they gonna be like, look, that holiday season, man, I'm broke after this holiday season. They gonna tell you. You don't have to believe my words. They're gonna tell you. Your oppressor included. They're gonna tell you. They're gonna be like, look, this holiday season, I spent so much money. I spent money I ain't even got. I gotta make it back. I gotta get it back. I mean, that's what we Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that's what we gonna be saying. And if you don't believe me, just pay attention on your slavery. Pay attention on your job and hear what the talk of the town is going to be. I know everybody enjoying their off time and you feel like you really feel free. You know what I mean? You feel like a free man where you got the freedom to go and just chill and sit down and relax and have a plate with your family and exchange gifts. You done got this expensive thing that nobody thought that you could afford, and you done got it, even though you really truly can't afford it. You done went and got it anyway, so now you feel like somebody. You feel like you feel free. That's really the point. That's really the point. But you know what I mean? But right after this, brothers and sisters are gonna go to their slavery, they're gonna go to their job, put on that suit, you know what I mean? They're gonna put on that business casual, they're gonna put on that schmuck or put on that uniform, whatever you do for your slavery, whatever you do for your job, you're gonna do that. And you're gonna hear the talk of the town. And I guarantee amongst all people, especially blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, it's gonna be, I'm broke. I need to recover after the holiday season. And that's where, you know what I'm saying, that's where Black, Hispanic, and Native American depression comes from. Because your oppressor can afford to be broke. Like, your broke and your oppressor's broke is two different things. And that's what you got to understand, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American. I mean, what you got to understand is that your broke and your oppressor's broke is two different things. A sidebar, if you in the class, go ahead, smash that like button. Go ahead, share, subscribe to the channel, man. We teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth according to the Bible. So go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, this is a scripture breakdown class also. So if you got any questions on or off topic, you go ahead and put them in the chat, including you hecklers as well, especially y'all. You know what I mean? Go ahead, put your questions in the chat. You know what I mean? Ask your questions. Get in class, man. Find out where the nearest zone is around, you know what I mean, where you at. And get in class. Ask your questions in person so we could see your face, so that we don't know, so we can know that you're not just some keyboard warrior. You know what I mean? That you out here, that you really sincere about helping Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. If you really think that what we teaching is a lie, come to class and let's find out who the Lord is with. But Salakia. But what you got to understand is that the society and the lifestyle that your oppressor is able to live, and the society and the lifestyle that you live in, Black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man, those are two different things, man. So they can, you know what I mean, they can work all throughout the year and then spend, they can spend thousands of dollars on, you know what I mean, you can spend thousands of dollars on getting that dancing Santa Claus in the front yard. They get the 12-foot Santa Claus dancing in the front yard. They got all these intricate decorations for the holidays, and have those decorations burning up that electricity all day and all night. You know what I mean? You go from Halloween, where you got to decorate your whole house. You know what I mean? Get them little fake spider webs and the fake spiders and the zombies and the fake tombstones, and have the decorations lit up all night. And then after the 30th, you got to take down your Halloween decoration to get ready for Thanksgiving decorations, and put up your Thanksgiving decorations, get the Thanksgiving food, and, you know what I mean, travel to go see your family for Thanksgiving and all of that, and all, you know what I mean, whatever that entails. And then right after Thanksgiving, then you preparing for Christmas. Salakia. You preparing for Christmas. You got to do the same thing. You got to take down more decorations and put up more new decorations, because one holiday ain't got nothing to do with the other. You know what I mean? You got candy and scary stuff up in October, and you got to take that down and then put up pumpkins and cornucopias and you know what I'm saying, all those different things for Thanksgiving. And once that's over with, you got to take them Thanksgiving decorations down so that you can put up Christmas decorations, which ain't got nothing to do with Halloween or Thanksgiving. So you got to put up new decorations. You got to spend more hundreds of thousands of dollars on Christmas decorations and have those lit up. So that's 3 different power bills. That's 3 different, you know what I'm saying, pieces of plastic or sets of pieces of plastic and garbage that you got to buy. What in the hell? You gotta buy all those new pieces of plastic and all those different decorations, you know what I mean, for these different holidays. And you know what I mean, your oppressor, you know what I mean, they do that every year. They got the biggest lit up house. They got the brightest house. They got the biggest decorations. They got the largest table. They got the largest you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying, feast table, whatever you want to call it. They got the long table with all their family. They're able to fly their family out, or their families are able to fly out to them. They able to fly out to these different cities and go see their family for all these different seasons. They able to spend all of this money and then go back to work and go back to their regular lives. And you know what I mean, all they got to do is just put their nose to the grindstone. They just got to just go back to work. And they're like, look, I got to replenish my savings account. I got to move the money from my savings to my checking so I can replenish the savings. That's the conversation that they having. Yeah, I got to take some money out of my stocks. You know what I mean? I gotta pull some money out of this investment that I had, and this, that, and third. I gotta remortgage. I gotta take out this loan. I gotta rebuild my credit. I gotta make sure I pay on my credit card. This is the conversation that they having. But in Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American household, what's the conversation we having? Like we gotta get back. Like I done spent all my bread. When we say we broke, when black people say we broke, we broke. So what you got to understand is you're having two separate conversations. You're having two separate conversations about this feast day. And the whole thing about it is we're not even supposed to be keeping these customs. Like, that's the crazy part about it. Like, your Christian, or Salakia, your oppressor, you know what I mean? This is your oppressor's holiday. You know what I mean? Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Independence Day, or Valentine's Day. All of these holidays that are coming up that had already passed as well. You know what I mean? All these different things. You know what I mean? These are holidays that belong to your oppressor. So they can celebrate these things, and however they feel about it is on them. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a damn anyway? But what you got to understand is these are not for you, black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man. And there's no point for you to be suffering the consequences, for you to be suffering real consequences and real problems, like your real problems, real, you know what I mean, suffering real consequences. It's lucky. But there's no point for you to be suffering real problems and real consequences for, you know what I mean, a holiday and a festivity that has nothing to do with you. This has nothing to do with you. Thanksgiving, you already know, Halloween ain't got nothing to do with you. Thanksgiving, you already know what that's about. You know what I mean? We broke that down last month, and nobody heard a damn word that we said in the ISUPK. But no sweat. And now we in Christmas saying the same thing. These things have nothing to do with you. So your oppressor wants to go all out and put 4-5, get this 12-foot Santa in their yard. Go ahead, let them do it. Let them get 4-5 of them and run all their money out. You know what I mean? Let them do that. Let them, you know what I'm saying, get the longest table for Thanksgiving. Let them celebrate their holidays. Let them do that. But what you got to understand, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, is this has nothing to do with you. So even though you see them spending all that money, you don't got to spend all that money. You ain't got to do that because you're fighting for your life in this country. You know what I mean? Even if, no matter what social class that you in, whether you poor, whether you poverty, whether you homeless, whether you in the middle class, whether you in upper middle class, whether you in upper class, whether you whatever, even if you a celebrity, like you had to fight tooth and nail to get there. And I can tell in all your testimonies, if you're a celebrity or if you in upper middle class, whatever the case is, your story is the same. Yeah, I grew up in a single mother household, or I grew up in the hood. I grew up over here in East Boone, such and such, and I grew up in on the south side of such and such, and it was rough and all of that. You can tell in all your stories, even amongst the celebrities, like when they go up there and thank, you know what I'm saying, all them oppressors for them awards that they get, they got the same story. It's yeah, I came from, you know what I'm saying, when I was growing up, we ain't have much, we ain't had this and that. And that's, you know what I'm saying, I'm just thankful that I could be here and this, that, and the third. And even Oprah, you know what I mean, around, you know what I'm saying, you talk about her, the best Christmas in her life to her is when she was poor growing up in I forget where she grew up at, but where, you know what I'm saying, in the hood, wherever she grew up, it was poor. She was poor growing up there. And one year, her best Christmas, according to her words, was when she was poor, and her parents had to tell her there was no Christmas. She couldn't have a Christmas because she was poor. And then she remembered that, you know what I mean, because she was poor, some nuns came and brought her Christmas presents and this, that, and the third, and you know what I mean, they just saved the day for her Christmas. So, you know what I mean, that's the rich story. The rich of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's our story. It's the same as you, who is poor or who is, you know what I'm saying, barely getting by, who is barely middle class, who is barely upper middle class. I mean, they're telling the same narrative. But the crazy part about that story that Oprah told is when she said that was so impactful for her that she had to go and duplicate that. But where did she go? She went to somewhere in Africa. She went outside of her neighborhood, whereas somebody came to her and had to rescue her out of her poverty in her neighborhood where other blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans lived in the same condition. She took her riches and then now tried to reciprocate what she thought was a blessing in her neighborhood, and she brought that to another nation of people. I mean, but that's what happens in our neighborhoods. And bottom line is, we live the same lifestyles. We got the same story. We poor, and we trying to get up out of here. Yeah, we trying to keep up with the Joneses. We trying to keep up with the Malkovics and the Bergsteins and the Jenkins and or Salakia. But you know what I'm saying, all these oppressors, you know what I mean, next door. You trying to keep up with your oppressor next door by trying to have the biggest Christmas. And it's depressing you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. It is taking a toll on your pockets. It's taking a toll on your family, on your marriage, on your relationship with your children. It's taking a toll on your slavery, on your job, because you don't want to go back to that slavery. But what you got to understand is you don't even need to do this in the first place. You don't even need to do that in the first place. Let's go ahead, go to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. And it reads, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. See, this is what you got to understand. These are your oppressor's ways. You know what I mean? Celebrating Christmas, celebrating Halloween, celebrating Thanksgiving. Those are the oppressor's ways. And we only do these things as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans because we envy our oppressor. We want to be the next Kim Kardashian. We want to be the next, you know what I mean? We want to be the next celebrity to make it on top in this country. But like, this ain't for you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. You see your oppressor's house across the street. You see their house all glowed up with the lights and all the trinkets and all the decorations, and you know what I mean, you trying to keep up. You trying to keep up with them. You know what I mean? That's why we join our oppressors' military. That's why we join our oppressors' police force, because we think that we're gonna be able to make enough money to be able to give our kids this experience of experiencing this holiday that has nothing to do with us. I mean, that's what we're doing it for. But the whole thing is rooted in envy for your oppressor. Whole thing is rooted in envy of your oppressor. And we're going to get down to that, because the root and the foundation of Christmas, the root and the foundation of all these holidays that we keep telling blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to stay away from, the root is greed and envy. It starts with envy. Read it again. It says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. So you envying the big old show that your oppressor could put on, you know what I mean, by celebrating their holidays and their feast days. But scripture said, envy thou not your oppressor. You know what I mean? Don't envy their ability to decorate their house and be free all week. You know what I mean? They done took the whole week off for Christmas. Meanwhile, you working, slaving to the bone, trying to get them last couple pennies, because you know right after Christmas, you going to be broke. And you want to make sure that next check is enough to be able to be a pick-me-up for you to recover from what you had to do for Christmas. And the whole time you didn't have to do it. Reading on. And choose none of his ways. See, you over here, you working, you slaving to the bone, trying to make sure this next check is going to be able to pick you up from all the money that you spent on this holiday. Whole time, the Most High said, choose none of their ways. Christmas is the ways of your oppressor. Thanksgiving is the way of your oppressor. You know what I mean? Right after this, you got New Year's. New Year is the way of your oppressor. You know how I know? And you know how I know you know that New Year is the way of your oppressor? Because what is new in the dead of winter? Your oppressor's so-called New Year is in the middle of goddamn winter where nothing is new. Everything is dead. You got snow, you got below freezing weather, you got, you know what I mean, you could barely get back and forth to your slavery to try to make ends meet. Where the Most High said things are new in the springtime when things are growing. Things can only be new in the springtime, but your oppressor's New Year somehow lands in the dead of winter, Like, you know what I mean? We in winter now, but wait until we get to January and February. And that's your oppressor's New Year. I mean, in January, right? But we sitting here trying to keep up with your oppressor's society that don't even make sense to begin with. And that's how we end up broken. That's how we end up depressed. Scriptures say, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. You know what I mean? And what we sitting here, envying our oppressor. You know what I mean? Trying to be like our oppressor, trying to reach the so-called heights of our oppressor. Man, how many of our oppressors, is jumping off of buildings and getting divorced? I mean, how many of these things are happening to our oppressor? When we think we think money is gonna solve all our problems. We over here poor and we over here broke, and that's why my wife left me, because I was broke. And if I could get enough money, then I'll get a woman that's better than my ex-wife, and she'll never leave me. Now, rich people getting divorced too. You know what I mean? The rich people, you know what I'm saying? You wanna take your own life because you ain't got enough money to make ends meet, or you ain't got enough money to put on the baddest Christmas that you ever seen in your life. Man, rich people are, you know what I'm saying, jumping off of buildings. Like rich people, you know what I'm saying, money and status ain't gonna make you happy. Money and status, and you know what I'm saying, you keeping up with your oppressor and serving your oppressors and keeping their feast days and all of that, that's not gonna make you happy. I mean, I know that's why we celebrate Christmas, and I know that's why we, no matter what, we just trying to keep up. You know what I mean? Verse 32. For the froward is abomination to the Lord. Now, what's the definition of froward? Let's go ahead and get it real quick. Let's see. Let me see. Salakia. Bear with me as I share my screen. Froward. Let me see, make sure y'all can see this. Salakia. This is the definition of froward, all right, just so we can get a clear understanding, all right? It says of a person difficult to deal with, contrary, right? You know what I mean, according to Google, it says willful and disobedient. See, this is what we gotta understand. I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna keep that definition. I'm gonna keep that definition on the screen. But I want you to understand this. Verse 32. This is Book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 32. It says, "For the froward is abomination to the Lord." Meaning, if you are froward, if you are difficult to deal with or contrary, meaning contrary, because this is the Bible we're talking about. So if you're contrary to what the Most High said, if you're contrary to, if you're, instead of, the scriptures say, envy thou not the oppressor. So the contrary of that is envying your oppressor. And it also says, and choose none of his ways. So the contrary to that, according to this definition, is choosing the ways of your oppressor, choosing to celebrate their Christmas, choosing to celebrate their Thanksgiving and their Halloween and their New Year's and their Valentine's Day. All of those, you know what I'm saying? You name whatever holiday. I mean, that's contrary to the Most High. That's contrary to what the Most High said in these scriptures. You know what I mean? And it also says willful and disobedient. So if you're disobedient to the Most High, it says, for the froward is abomination to the Lord. And this is what Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans do. I mean, even though we understand the backhandedness and the how ass backwards it is, you know what I mean, for us to continue to follow the customs of our oppressors, even though, you know what I mean, we know that they're oppressors. We know who is, you know what I'm saying, taking the lives of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I mean? What police force, what military is mistreating Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? What we was doing last year, 2 years ago, we was in the streets talking about no justice, no peace, defund the police, right? As they were militarizing their police. So we know what it is. We know who our direct enemy and who our direct adversary is in this country. You know what I mean? Even during the civil rights movement, we was trying to fight for equality to eat at whose restaurants? At white restaurants. At any nation who would reject us, we were trying to eat with them. And who was rejecting us? They were. So we know very clearly who our oppressor is. We know very clearly. But we are froward. We are a froward people. Or we are willful and disobedient, meaning what we want to do prevails over what the Most High said. And that's why we continue to suffer in this oppression. Salakia, let me turn my phone down. But that's why we continue to suffer in this oppression. That's why we continue to suffer in this, you know what I'm saying, in this hell. That's why we continue to celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas. You know what I mean? Staying on topic, that's why we celebrate Christmas. Because, you know what I mean, and just to address, I guess it's a brother in the chat, you know what I mean, you're not supposed to be celebrating your birthday either. You know what I'm saying? I understand it's a sentimental day for you and your family, but we're not supposed to be celebrating our birthdays either. But, and the crazy part about it, you know what I mean, when we celebrate these things, the crazy part about it is we don't even know the origin of these things. Like, why do we do the things we do? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked last month during Thanksgiving. Why do we celebrate Christmas? Why are we celebrating it? Like, what's the reason? Like, the Most High gave us feast days in this Bible in Leviticus chapter 23. I mean, he gave us feast days and memorials and high holy days in this Bible, and we can run them down to you from top to bottom, and we can run down the origin and the reason and the spirit behind why we keep the feast days and the high holy days of the Bible that the Most High gave us. But why you celebrate Christmas? Tell me. You know what I'm saying? If you got an answer in the chat, Baba Kashai, meaning please. Meaning a humble request in the Hebrew. You know what I mean? So I request humbly. If you got an answer in the chat, please, Baba Kashai. Go ahead, put it in the chat. Let's have a conversation, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, so that we can get down to the nitty gritty of what's going on with our people. But why do we celebrate it? What's the origin? What's the origin? And that's the crazy part, and that's the whole point I'm trying to make. You know what I mean? if nobody got an answer, you know what I'm saying, go ahead put it in the chat. I'll put you up on the screen and we can have a conversation. But the truth about it is nobody knows the origin. If you celebrate Christmas, half of us know the origin, or a third of us know the origin of it, that it's pagan, that we don't, you know what I mean? It ain't got nothing to do with you or your family, or it ain't got nothing to do with black people, but we still keep it. Then another third don't know the origin, but we keep it anyway. And then the last third of us, which is really probably majority of us, we don't even know the origin. We don't even care about finding out the origin. And we just do it just because that's what we see. That's what we see going on around us. That's the real problem with our people. We don't even know the origin, but the people who do know the origin is who this scripture is talking about, the froward. If you know the origin, or if you don't know the origin, but you're not even you don't even give a damn about the origin of Christmas, which is wicked as hell for us to celebrate, Thanksgiving, which was wicked as hell for us to celebrate, and all these holidays that's coming up, that's wicked as hell for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to take part in. We're the froward. And it's the Most High said, for the froward is abomination. Now, if you know what I mean? Now, we in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we are teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the origin of all these, you know what I mean, these foul customs that we keep. But when you are taught the origin of all these backhanded customs of your oppressor that we keep, you're taught the truth about the Bible, and we're going to get into it. But when you're taught these things and you still like, yeah, I know it ain't got nothing to do with us. I know Thanksgiving was about, you know what I mean, the mass genocide, the mass unaliving of Native Americans. I know that's what Thanksgiving is really about, but to me, it's for my family. I mean, I just do it for the family. I know Christmas is a pagan holiday, and you know what I'm saying? You got black people who can run down the whole history. Like, yeah, I know the truth about it. We always know something, don't we? Black people, boy. You know what I mean? Black people, we always know something, don't we? You know what I mean? So you try to tell somebody like, yeah, you know, that's the origin is this, that, and the third, and this is what they was doing. This is what it's really about, and this is how it became this, that, and the third. And again, we're going to get into it. But I'm just giving a little summary, but just for an example. But, you know what I mean? We always, you know what I'm saying? We always know something. So we'll be mid carving a turkey. We'll be mid Christmas tree up in the air with the ornaments and all of that. And we'll be able to break it down to you like, yeah, I know Christmas, you know what I'm saying? It's about this, that, and the third. It's a Roman custom. It comes from Saturnalia, and it go all the way back to Nimrod and this, that, and the third. And they was doing this, that, and the third. They was doing all sorts of nasty wickedness with each other, with, you know what I'm saying, all sorts of alternative lifestyle activity. And they was doing this with children and all of this, that, and the third. Yeah, they run it down. But the bottom line is, the reason I do it is family. I do it for the family, and this, that, and the third, and it's just about my family, and it's family. Well, you're the froward. That's the froward. When you hear the truth. You hear the truth about what you're doing and how evil it is and how wicked it is and how it offends your brother, how it offends your sister, how it most importantly offends the Most High. You hear those things, you're like, yeah, I know, but I'm going to do it for my family because, you know, the kids, you know what I mean? These are just kids, and I just want to make sure they have a good, I want to make sure they have a good childhood. So I have to do this on this day that the oppressor told me to do it. At this time, how they told me to do it, with the decorations, they told me to use as decorations so that my kids can have a good childhood. You're the froward. You're the disobedient and willful to be disobedient. You're so headstrong on being disobedient. This is you talking that the scriptures are talking about. It says, for the froward is abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. So you think you got some sort of knowledge because you could run down the history of Christmas, yet you still celebrate it? You don't know nothing. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. But his secret, the Most High secret, is with the righteous. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is with the righteous. Those who will say, I'm not doing this because this ain't got nothing to do with me, but I will keep the Feast of Purim coming up. I will keep the Feast of Hanukkah, which is a memorial of when blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans stood up against their oppressor and restored the temple to the Most High. That's what we will keep. To hell with Christmas, to hell with Thanksgiving, but I will keep the Passover, which is about the Most High delivering blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans out of the captivity of Egypt, which should also, sidebar, let you know that we are not Africans. That's what we will do. But I'm not celebrating Christmas. I'm not celebrating Thanksgiving. I'm going to actually keep a feast day and a high holy day and a memorial that has everything to do with the triumph of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans so that you can have a real reason to celebrate. But Christmas ain't no real reason to celebrate. It ain't got nothing to do with you. What you celebrating? What are you memorializing? Like what's so great? What you succeed about? What you get to go to your auntie house and pass the potato salad to the man or the woman who abused you for so many years? Or you get to pass the potato. You know what trips me out is when blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we go to these functions. We go to our, you know what I'm saying, these Christmas parties, and we go to these Christmas dinners, and we get a plate, and then as soon as we get a plate, we just want to leave. Or we spend the whole time with headphones on. We spend the whole time avoiding certain groups. We get cliquish within our family. That lets you know that you ain't got nothing to celebrate. This Christmas ain't got nothing to do with you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. But it does reflect the choices and the decisions that your family has made by keeping these feast days. You know what I mean? It shows you that we have chosen the ways of our oppressor, which is what this scripture is saying not to do. We have chosen the ways of our oppressor. We've chosen, you know what I mean? Your oppressor has taught you how to be a child abuser, so you go ahead and do that. Your oppressor has abused you and stolen from you and unalived you, taken your lives and stolen your land, stolen your culture. And we've learned to do that with one another. We've chosen their ways. And then on top of that, they taught you to keep secrets. They taught you to lie to one another and keep secrets. So you know what happens when you get stolen from, when you get abused, when you get you know what I mean, somebody takes your wife from you and defiles your wife, or somebody takes your loved one from you, takes their lives and teaches you lies. We learn to keep the secret. And that's the real spirit of Thanksgiving, or that's a real spirit of Christmas. We learn to keep the secrets of our oppressor, man. And that's the whole reason why we have to urgently stop this. And again, man, this may very well be your last opportunity to not celebrate Christmas. You know what I mean? You might be hearing this as you eating that Christmas turkey and, you know what I'm saying, all the same food that you would eat for Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? You might be sitting there and unwrapping presents and doing this, that, and the third. You got that whole Christmas tree. You know what I mean? It ain't too late for you to just put that down and haul that Christmas tree up out of there. Take down them lights and take down them decorations, because this may very well be your last opportunity to do so, because the Most High is moving on this planet. He is moving on your oppressors. And that's what you want. That's honestly what you want, black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man. You want your oppressor to no longer have the power to oppress you. That is at the root of your depression. But instead, you take the nickel that your oppressor flicks at you. You know what I mean? To add to your pot so that you can go get you a Rello so that you can roll up and get high. That's what we accept, because we see no hope at the end of this thing. But the scriptures tell you how this thing gonna end. And the Most High is already showing you that he is moving your oppressor out of the way. You see the stars in this, you know what I'm saying? You see your celebrities falling out of power. You see you know what I'm saying, this government system losing control over losing the power that they had over the world. You know what I mean? You see them getting roped into all these different wars and choosing different sides. On one second, they're funding, you know what I mean, they're funding Ukraine against Russia, and then on another hand, they're funding Israel. You know what I mean? Taking two different sides. So now, you know what I mean? There's no way for your oppressor. There's no way for your oppressor to There's no way for your oppressor to get, meaning the American government system. There's no way for them to get out of this. They already in there because they didn't already put up some bread. They didn't already put up so much bread to fund these different wars, right? So this can only end in one way, because you fund a war, you know what I'm saying? You fund one side of a war, I mean, the other side is going to be like, what the hell? I mean, they going to want to find out what's going on. You know what I mean? There's going to be some retaliation. But what you got to understand is America, the world is on the edge of World War III. The world is on the edge. The world is on the edge of World War III. And your American government, America is being roped into it. They're going to be pulled into it. So you choose the side of your oppressor. You choose the side of your oppressor and, you know what I mean, go along to get along. I mean, you're going to get along all right, but you're going to realize that you're getting along for the wrong side. You're getting along for the wrong side of things. But what you got to understand is the Most High said that we should not envy our oppressors. We should envy thou not our oppressor and choose none of his ways. Don't choose his Christmas. Don't choose his Thanksgiving or his Halloween. Don't choose his New Year's, which don't make no damn sense in the first place. Don't choose his Valentine's Day and whatever abominable holiday is coming up. Don't choose his ways. Don't choose any of those ways. And if you're staying headstrong with choosing his ways anyway, if you're headstrong on choosing his ways anyway, then the Most High said the froward is the abomination to the Lord. Meaning, if you're headstrong about being willful and disobedient against the Most High, then you're an abomination to the Most High. So if you hear this breakdown about Christmas and all these different holidays that you shouldn't be partaking in, and you're being headstrong to celebrate those things anyway, but because it's for your family, for your kids, your mother, your wife, you know what I mean, then you're the froward and you're the abomination. Concert, Most High in Christ. But that's what you got to understand. The Most High never intended for you to be roped in with all these different nations of people and all these their different customs. You know what I mean? But the Most High intended for you to be separate, and that includes all their feast days and their holidays as well. I'm gonna get Amos chapter 5 real quick. Okay, Most High in Christ. What you got to understand is your oppressor's holidays. The holidays that we've taken accustomed to have nothing to do with the Most High. They have nothing to do with the Most High, and the Most High hates you for following them. Just to be frank. You go ahead, start from 20 verse 21. Bible Kashasa.
Amos chapter 5 verse 21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
See, this is what you got to understand about your feast days. See, these are feast days. These aren't feast days that we've chosen, or these aren't the feast days that the Most High gave us, like we mentioned earlier in Leviticus chapter 23. This ain't the Feast of Purim, the memorial blowing the trumpets. This ain't the Passover, which has actual meaning and value to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that actually pertains to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
But these are the feast days that we've chosen. And the Most High said that, read that again, Bible Shot, from the top.
Amos chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days.
He said he hates and despises your feast days. Meaning the thing that you choose to follow. He hates your feast days. So you can, you know what I'm saying, take whatever feast day that you choose, whatever it is. He hates your feast days. Because they have nothing to do, and we gonna get a little bit more. But they have nothing to do with what the Most High told you to do. And you are being absolutely disobedient, and he hates that. You know what I'm saying? Just like we read in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Oh, go ahead, read on, Baba Shah.
Come. And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
So he ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? You think you making that turkey and that dry turkey and that nasty stuffing and all of that food that you eating, you think that Christmas tree is, I don't know what, you know what I mean? You think putting up all them big old decorations, you making the Most High, you know what I mean? You think you doing something for the Most High? Man, he not trying to even see that. He not smelling in your solemn assemblies. He not with all of that. You go ahead, read on.
Verse 22. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them.
So you doing all of that. Again, you going to work, you working double, triple overtime, and you breaking your back, and you just withering yourself away. Just withering yourself away for the sake of what? You know what I mean? You over here breaking your back to make all this food and, you know what I'm saying, offer all these different things. And you think you, in the name of the Lord, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Every Christian is celebrating Thanksgiving right now and trying to put on the biggest, grandest Thanksgiving, or it's like Christmas. You think you putting on you got that 48-foot Christmas tree. You know what I mean? You got that tall Christmas tree down in Times Square, down in you know what I mean? Every major city, you got this big old tall Christmas tree, and you think you know what I'm saying? You think that means something. That don't mean nothing. And the Most High is not. He don't. You know what I'm saying? You singing your Christmas carols, and you think that the Christian church think that Christmas is all about the birth of Jesus, and you know you just have to celebrate Christmas because you gotta acknowledge Jesus' birthday when Christ wasn't even born in the dead of winter. He was born in the springtime during tax time, which is when your oppressor now even today has their tax time, which is in the springtime. Right? Slakia, go ahead, read on.
Come. Salakia. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
So you're doing all of this for what? You're not doing this for the Most High. And that's why the Most High isn't accepting it. He doesn't want to hear, he doesn't want to smell your turkey. He doesn't want to smell your burnt offerings. He doesn't want to see those decorations. He don't give a damn about none of that because you're not even doing it for the Most High anyway. You're doing it for you trying to keep up with the Joneses. You trying to keep up with your oppressor neighbor. You're envying. You're not doing it for the Most High. You're doing it for what it said in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. You're doing it because you're envying your oppressor, and you're choosing all the ways of your oppressor, and you're froward against the Most High. That's why you're doing it, and that's why the Most High ain't trying to hear all of that. He ain't trying to see all of that. You go ahead and read on, sir.
Verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy viols.
So you over here singing all of these Christmas carols, and you think you singing about baby Jesus and all of that, and you think you honoring the Most High, you think you honoring Christ by singing on this day, and you know what I mean, holding your Christmas service in the Christian church. The Most High's not hearing that. He's not hearing your choir with that alternative lifestyle choir director, or that alternative lifestyle Christian pastor in his season of swallowing. It's Salakia. And if you got a, you know what I'm saying, if you got something to, if you got anything to add, sir, Baba Kashab, by all means, chime in.
Salakia, priest. Like you're saying, this is very heavy. All that cooking y'all be doing during these holidays, all that family business, and y'all say Jesus is the reason for the season. Y'all are liars. Y'all are liars.
Right.
God says he don't want any part of this. He doesn't want any part of this. If you read it at all, if your pastor was more busy with telling you about swallowing and more busy about reading the Bible to you and interpreting it to you properly, then you would know that, but you don't. And when we come around and we try to educate you about, what the meaning of Christmas is, how it's a pagan holiday, try to educate you about how you should live your life and celebrate the real holy days in the Bible, the holy convocations. Now you look at us as if we're wicked.
Right.
You hate us when we're just telling you this is how God is already looking at you.
Right.
God is looking at you like get that sound away from me. All those lovely songs y'all love to sing in that church and on when you go caroling and all that, you're in the house, got the music playing, got a drink going. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I don't know what they sing.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? All of that, God hates the sound of that. God hates the smell of the turkey in the oven. He don't want to be a part of it at all. And you're saying you're doing it for him. Well, obviously not. Because if you did do it for him, then you would know that you would learn what he like.
Right.
A lot of women ain't good at doing. The women are not good at figuring out what a man likes. A man can figure out what a woman like enough. Money, jewelry, cars, clothes. But a woman has a hard time in this day and age figuring out what a man likes, and that is God likes obedience.
Damn right.
And that's what a lot of these brothers in the UP, most of these brothers in the UPK like. They like a little bit of sass now and then, but most of the time they like some obedience. And God prefers that above all. And, this Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween are disobedient in the eyes of God. So
Right. Most High in Christ. That's absolutely correct. There's none of those, just like none of those things, Christmas ain't in the Bible. Or it's in the Bible. We're going to get to that too. But it's not the way, the way you celebrating it and the way you think that it's, according to the Most High, you think it's according to Christ and it's honoring Christ. That's not in the Bible. Halloween ain't in the Bible. Thanksgiving ain't in the Bible. And the season of swallowing ain't in the Bible either. Salakia.
Jesus.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know what. Yeah.
We gonna find out why the Most High ain't trying to hear none of that. Why he ain't trying to hear your Christmas carols, and he ain't trying to hear, he not trying to hear you so-called trying to honor Christ by celebrating Christmas. Where we at? Let me get verse 25.
Same book and chapter.
Come on, sir.
Amos chapter 5, verse 25. Have ye offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel?
Go ahead, read on.
Verse 26. But ye have borne the tabernacles of your Moloch and Chian, your images, the star of your God, which ye made to yourselves.
So we think we honoring the Most High. We think we honoring Christ. We think we honoring, family and tradition and all of that. You know what I mean? But instead of keeping the feast days of the Most High, keeping the feast days that he gave us, remembering when he took us out of Egypt, remembering when blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans rededicated the temple, remembering when our sisters was honoring our nation, and when the Most High put us back, put our nation back in order. Instead of doing those things, we have borne, read verse 26 real quick, Baba Shah.
But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Moloch and Chian, your images, the star of your God, which ye made to yourselves.
But instead of keeping the Most High's feast days, and instead of remembering when the Most High put Israel, which is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, instead of remembering when the Most High put us back in order, we have borne tabernacles to these other nations' gods, which is, in this case, in this time, Moloch and Chin, the images of these pagan, these false idols, these false gods, which is the stars of your God. You know what I'm saying? A star is a chief representation of something. So instead of honoring the Most High and honoring, you know what I mean, the thing that the Most High have done for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, delivering us from Egypt, restoring our tabernacles, restoring our nation so many times, time and time again, instead of honoring that, you know who we make the star of, you know what I'm saying? You know who we make the star of who we worship? We don't worship, well, we don't acknowledge Christ, who is a black man, but you know is the star of our Christmas. Every black, Hispanic, and Native American church got that white Jesus on the wall,
Right.
I mean, looking real effeminate. Every black, Hispanic, and Native American who got them decorations in front of their house, you got a white baby Jesus in that manger, with white Mary and white Joseph. You know what I'm saying? If every Hispanic household celebrating Christmas, you know what I mean, in that Catholic church, you got white Jesus, Mary, and Joseph on them candles that stank, to be honest. You got them candles lit, and it ain't doing nothing for your household, but it got white Jesus, Mary, and Joseph on it. Those are the stars of your gods. You know what I'm saying? And who is your oppressor? Your oppressor has become your God, because they tell you when to come together as a family, when to celebrate, when to love one another, when to cook a meal for one another, how to celebrate. I mean, that's what we've done. And that's why the Most High ain't trying to hear all of that. He ain't trying to hear your Christmas carols, because you've forgotten about the Most High. We've forgotten as a people about the Most High, and, you know what I mean, how he's restored this nation. And right now what we don't even realize is we're looking for the same thing. Like, we're at the bottom of this society as black people, Hispanic people, and Native Americans. If you don't believe me, look at the conditions of your hood. Look at the conditions of, you know what I mean, our people at the border trying to get in. You know what I mean? Trying to get in, trying to escape oppression from their home country, from their hometown, from where they grew up at. And then you come to where you think is safe at, only to find that you're just as oppressed, if not more oppressed. And guess who they put as a facial representation for our oppressor, who to be a representative of our oppressor? Look who's at the border control, the border patrol.
Right.
It's our people. Look who they want to put in, you know what I'm saying, in a position of the, you know what I'm saying, in the police force, who pull us over. You know what I'm saying, in our hoods. It's our people. You know what I mean? You think you lucky when you get your brother, but you know what I mean? We get the oppressing one another, treating one another like our oppressor. Because instead of keeping our customs and keeping our identity, we envy our oppressor and we choose their ways. We become froward against the Most High. And that's why we're here today, man. Baba Kasher, let me get Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 6 right quick.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5, verse 6. I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage.
See, this is what we've forgotten as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We've forgotten who has brought us out of the land of bondage. You know what I'm saying? The Most High brought us out of the land of bondage in Egypt. And we're in the land of bondage right now today in America, just like it was prophesied in Deuteronomy chapter 28. We're in bondage right now, and we need the same what's it called? The same relief that we needed in Egypt from the bondage of the land of Egypt. That's the same. That's the same help that we need right now in this country today. We need to be delivered from the bondage of America, who has patterned their behaviors and their mannerisms and their oppressive their habits after Egypt. Same as the Greeks and the Romans. And you know what I'm saying, who are the rulers of America today? They're just Greeks and Romans. You know what I mean, Germans and Frenchmen and Spaniards. You know what I mean, they're the same people who have oppressed us, and they've patterned their government system out of Egypt, which is the same nation that had us in captivity. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 7. Thou shalt have none other gods before me.
See, this is what you got to understand about celebrating Christmas and all of these other holidays. Any holiday that you can name that's outside of this Bible. What you got to understand is all of these holidays, whether it's Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, you name it. These are all of these holidays revolve around a fake God. All of these false idols. And the Most High said that thou shalt have none other gods before me. But that's where we're falling short. Because the Most High that brought us out of this captivity, the same captivity that parallels the one that we live in today in America, he brought us out of that captivity in Egypt. And now we've chosen all these different gods to serve. Let's see. You go ahead and read on, sir.
Verse 8. Thou shalt not make thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth.
See, we've done all of those things. Like we got you know what I'm saying, we serve in, just like it's prophesied in the scriptures, we serve wood and stone. We want to be Muslims one day, and then Christmas come around, and we go ahead and celebrate Christmas, and then we go ahead and we want to jump back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Every Black, Hispanic, and Native American, they claim that they spiritual. You know what I mean? We are dipping and dabbling in every, you know what I mean, every religion or every quote unquote spirituality, or we dibbling and dabbling. I mean, doing all of these things. But the Most High said, thou shalt make no graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above. Like, we done made the likeness of Christ an oppressor. Like you know what I'm saying, we are making the likeness of the Most High, Christ, the angels, the prophets, you know what I mean, you name it, and we're turning them into our oppressor. You know what I mean? We're following the customs of our oppressor, man. The Most High said that there should be no gods before him. We shouldn't make no graven images, no likeness of anything in heaven, all of that, man. We shouldn't be doing any of those things. We shouldn't be doing any of those things. It's like, let's get verse 9.
Come. Verse 9. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them.
Now, when you celebrate Christmas, that is exactly what you're doing. You're bowing down to you're bowing down to your oppressor, because you celebrate. You know what I mean? You know Christmas ain't got nothing to do with Christ. You know it ain't got nothing to do with you, Black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man. A lot of us know the origin of it, which we're gonna get into, but we still do it anyway because of the children and the family. And you think that the only way that you can follow, the only way that you can get together with your family, and you know what I mean, because you say it's just about your family. You say Christmas is just about your family and about your kids and about, you know what I mean, giving them gifts and all of that. But if it was really about your family and giving your kids gifts and giving your wife a gift and giving your great granny a gift, couldn't you just do that at any time? But the problem is that you have bowed down yourself to your oppressor. That's why instead of just giving your grandmother a gift or your wife or your kids a gift at any time, flying out to see your family at any time, you celebrate, you do all of those things and celebrate your oppressors' holidays when they tell you to do it, how they tell you to do it. You take off when they tell you can get off. And a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, a lot of us celebrate with our oppressor. That is you bowing down yourself to these other nations. That's exactly what that is. And a lot of, and the whole time we say that, you know what I'm saying, the whole time we don't follow the feast days that the Most High actually did give us to come together. And we don't, you know what I'm saying, we don't keep our customs because we think that this Bible is trash, and we think that, you know what I'm saying, God is within you, or you're a God yourself. You know what I mean? But the whole time we paying homage to some other God. You know what I'm saying? We paying homage to some other God that's not us, or that's not within us, which is contradictory to even what we believe, you know what I mean, when we in the world. Or we, you know what I'm saying, we pay homage to a God that we didn't think of. Like so it's even contradictory to what the lie that we even tell ourselves. We tell ourselves that God is in you and that we, you know what I'm saying, we're gods ourselves, but the whole time you're following after your oppressor. Right. So who's your real God? You say God is within you, but what else is in you? Christmas is in you. Thanksgiving is in you.
Right.
You know what I mean? That white Jesus is in you. So who is your God? If God is in you, but that's what's in you as well, your God is white Jesus. Like, you wanted to add something, sir?
Yeah, if I could. What you're bringing out, priest, is real heavy because it's exactly as you said. No matter what you say, what you show is more important. Because your actions are, what do they say? Actions are stronger than words.
Right.
Your actions say, oh, I'm spiritual, I'm metaphysical, and I got consciousness of the universe and oneness and all sorts of astrological signs and indigo children. But you're over there wrapping Christmas presents.
Right.
Like a Christian does. Your Jesus, your God is a white Jesus Christ. I don't care about what you say. All this consciousness and things like that, you're still moving as if you were unconscious, or what you call unconscious. Your God isn't yourself. Your God isn't Ra or Ishnu or Krishna or any of those people. It's just white Jesus.
Right.
Under another name and under a disguise.
Right.
And that's the truth, man, because you're over here wrapping Christmas presents. Got Chinese people wrapping Christmas presents, all in Beijing wrapping Christmas presents. Got them doing all this and that. And that's the truth, man. That's why the ISUPK calls everybody Christians. God. Because essentially y'all are all worshiping the same thing, doing the same thing. You are all of the same mind, you know, and that's just the truth. Salaki.
Right. No, that's absolutely heavy what you just said. Because, and you know how I know what this priest just said is absolutely 1,000% facts? Is take Christmas away from it.
Right.
You say, if I say you're a slave for celebrating Christmas, just a hypothetical conversation. You say, I say, I'll make the claim, you might be a slave for celebrating Christmas or Thanksgiving. You say, nah, I could do this at any time I want, and this, that, and the third. And I'm proposing the idea, like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Just, you can do any of this if it's for the family. You can do any of this at any other time. Just do it, you know what I mean? If you want to give somebody a gift, just give them a gift. Maybe not in December, on December 24th and on the 25th. You could do it in March or, you know what I'm saying, April, May, you know what I mean? Or whatever the case is, you could make a big turkey dinner any other time. You know what you're going to tell me? You're going to tell me it's too hard to get together or to get off at any day. You can't take a day off.
Right.
Yet for Christmas, you got people flying from Barbados and flying from Cali to New York, from New York to Atlanta, from Atlanta to Chicago, from Chicago to wherever your family is. You got people flying in and out, making sure you got them off days. Like you got people, you get like, I ain't working on Christmas. I gotta look, this, that, and the third. I got plans. I already took this time off, this, that, and the third. We'll be zealous about celebrating Christmas. But if I tell you to do that on any other day but Christmas, you're gonna be like, well, it's too hard to get the family together. And it's too hard for me to get this off day. And this, I can't afford it. That's a real big lie, because you know what? You can't afford Christmas.
Right.
You can't even afford Christmas. Like, today is the 25th. Tomorrow on the 26th, you are going to be scrambling on how you're going to make sure you're going to be able to pay your rent for January. Or, you know what I mean, you worked double, triple overtime before Christmas so that you can make sure you have enough money for January. So you can make a way. You can absolutely make a way. You know, black people, we real resilient.
Yeah, they blow out the credit cards too.
Oh yeah, they maxing out the credit cards. They taking out. I heard they taking out loans,
Right.
which is ridiculous
Right.
for Christmas. But you know, what I mean, you doing all these things for the holiday season, but the whole time, when it comes time for you to, hey, you know, what I mean, I'm trying to get together with my family or this, that, and the third, which never happens. You try to propose that idea, or we're proposing that idea in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, if it's really about the family. And the excuse is always the same. Well, I just can't. It's just too expensive. And this, that, and the third. And I can't afford to travel like that. And I can't afford the this, that, and the third. And we can't it's hard to get us together. It's not that hard. Because you do it for your oppressor. You absolutely do it for your oppressor.
That's right.
But the reason why it's so easy for your oppressor, and for you, it's so easy for you to gather together for Christmas and gather together for Thanksgiving and gather together for Halloween and this, that, and the third. It's so easy because we slaves. Our people are slaves in this world, specifically in America, but in the world. We slaves, and we will do whatever it takes to gather together with our oppressor.
Right.
You got something, sir?
Right, yeah. It's so easy for you to gather together, not because your oppressor gave you those days off, but because, like Officer Kalkazai is saying, you're a slave and your God told you to. White Jesus told you, take tomorrow off. It's Christmas. It's my birthday. Do this, do that. And your God, whatever your God tells you, you will do. Same thing with Thanksgiving. I'll eat the turkey. I'll eat the turkey. I'll tell my wife to cook it right now. Thank you, boss. Thank you, God. That's what you do. But we don't do that here in the ISUPK. We don't make an excuse. You know what we do? We make sure we don't give a damn about Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, Labor Day, whatever day that you're giving off. I don't care if it's Martin Luther King's damn day. We don't give a damn about those days.
Right.
We give a damn about what our God says.
Right.
Our God says to show up for Passover. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make a way. We're going to show. Brothers in here are scrambling and scratching to serve their God. As you are. And that's what God sees, man. That's what God sees. Like in Amos, it says in Amos, y'all are doing y'all utmost to serve these other gods that you chose instead of the God that chose you. You're over here baking turkeys, running up credit cards, taking out loans to make sure that you can give your kids and the best Christmas ever, all that.
Right.
We over here doing our utmost to get what God really said done, man. The God of the Bible said to come to Passover, celebrate Hanukkah, the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. You know what I mean? All these feast days, the Feast of First Fruits. He said do all that. That's what we're doing. We're making sure we got enough we got food to go around. We got plane tickets bought, hotels bought. You over here maxing out credit cards to serve Satan. To serve your oppressor, man. And that's the problem. That's the point. You're over here, you're worried about putting investment into something that won't give you anything in return. God is gonna actually punish you
Right.
for running up that credit card. God is gonna punish you for for taking out a loan to celebrate white Jesus' birthday or
Right.
Nimrod's birthday. It's crazy.
Right.
So like,
Yeah, what you said was absolutely correct. That's so heavy because the Most High ain't even requiring you to do that. So you out here breaking your back and bending over backwards for your oppressor, and like the priest said, you're gonna get punished for doing that. When all you gotta do, and that's the heavy part about it, what you just said, is if you just wouldn't do all the things you just named, running up your credit card, maxing everything out, taking out these loans, and spending your money that you don't even got, you spending money out of your next check on Christmas and Thanksgiving. If you wouldn't do that, you would be able to gather together with your people
right.
whenever you wanted to. And you would be able to make it to the Passover because like that's the same reason why, because I named what was it? March, you know what I'm saying? You could just gather together in March, April, May, you know what I'm saying, February.
Right.
Those are the times when we get our tax returns.
Right.
So you got money.
Yeah.
Money's not a problem.
But you paying off Christmas card,
Right.
Christmas credit card debt.
Right. You already in the hole.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? If you would just not follow and envy after your oppressor, then you would have the money and the resources to be able to gather together. You know how I know? Because we do it every single year, like clockwork in the Israelite School of Universal Practical
That's
Knowledge.
right.
We do it. And we don't, it's not grievous to us.
That's right.
It's not grievous. We do it every year, and we still able to take care of one another and our families and still keep every feast day and avoid your oppressor's feast days because we're not slaves. And that's what we're trying to teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in this world. We don't have to be slaves anymore. You can still love one another and have a good time without being a slave.
Yeah, it's like your God actually helps you to do what he asks you to do.
Damn right.
Instead of you having to fight to do what he told you not to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Real talk. That's absolutely 100% fact. Slack, yeah, I got a article pulled up.
What the Bible said?
The Bible tools.
I got
We gonna real quick. I just want to get I want to address a question in the chat. The sister said let me see.
It's off top, not on topic. This one.
Concert.
Dashana says, Salakia, I know it's not on topic, but can I get a general breakdown of Numbers chapter 2, verse 3?
So I'm gonna read the book of Numbers, chapter 2, verse. Unless you want to get it, sir.
Yeah, I'm already.
Okay, most on Chris.
The book of Numbers, chapter 2, verse 3. And on the east side toward the rising of the sun shall they of the standard of the camp of Judah pitch throughout their armies. And Nashon, the son of Amminadab, shall be captain of the children of Judah.
Bob Kashar, you mind starting at 1 real quick?
Yeah.
Just so we can get a little context.
Numbers chapter 2, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, Every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard, with the ensign of their father's house. Far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch.
So this is all this is talking about is just, you know what I'm saying, the organization of the nation of Israel. That's pretty much what the entire book of Numbers is about for the most part. But it's just the organization of the nation of Israel. And when it says every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard with the ensign of their father's house. Every nation or every tribe of Israel has a standard or an ensign. All right, so you got the Judah is the lion, Levi is the Urim and the Thummim, you know what I mean? Just every single nation has an ensign or a standard that represents their nation. So basically, this is just Moses or the Most High giving instruction to Moses to organize the nation of Israel by or by houses,
Right.
right?
You want me to read some more? That's really kind of.
Yeah, that's pretty much the. Let me know if you need.
I can read 3 again.
Come on,
just
sir.
break down what it's saying. Verse 3. And on the east side, toward the rising of the sun, shall they of the standard of the camp of Judah pitch throughout their armies. And Nahshon, the son of Amminadab, shall be captain of the children of Judah.
Now we already know it's customary for. I mean, as we, what was it in? You see it in Deuteronomy, you see it in Numbers, you see it. The Most High gave instruction to Moses to arrange the nations by, you know what I'm saying? Because we're army, you know what I'm saying? We're a nation, we're an organized nation of people. So we got army captains, officers, this, that, and the third. So this brother Nahshon he's the captain over Judah. I don't know if there was a specific question that you had about it, but that's pretty much the general breakdown of it. You know what I'm saying? You could type in the chat if you need more, unless you want to elaborate a little bit more on it, sir.
Yeah, it's really just saying, in the tabernacle that Moses had built while we were moving through the wilderness was in the middle of the camp, of course, and it's saying on the east side in this verse particularly that Judah will be pitched there and Nahshon will be in charge. Basically all the issues, anything that Moses needs to hear will be relayed to Nahshon, Nahshon, son of Amminadab. They'll be relayed to him and he will of course relay them to Moses, as you said, priest, as his rank and order and things like that.
Most High in Christ. The Lord willing, that was the answer to your question. Let's get that article real quick. Cause now so we talked about not envying your oppressor, you know what I mean, not following after their customs and all their ways, and we got to understand that Christmas is a custom that dates back to, you know what I mean, we understand a lot of times when you ask a brother or sister outside of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, any sister or brother that keeps the custom of Christmas, they'll trace it back to Saturnalia and they'll trace it back to these pagan customs and all of that, but they'll choose to still celebrate it, even though they understand that it's not, you know what I'm saying, a custom of the Most High, even though it ain't got nothing to do with the birth of Jesus. It's for your family, right? But this is the actual truth according to, you know what I'm saying, according to history, according to biblical history, according to, you know what I'm saying, history of these nations, where Christmas actually comes from. Let me see.
This, what the Bible says about Christmas?
A concert.
Christmas tree, 2 figures in the order, like that, or?
The 2 key, where it says two key figures, just start right there.
Okay, this is BibleTools.org. 2 key figures in the origin of Christmas are Nimrod, a great-grandson of Noah, and his mother and wife, Semiramis.
Okay, so first of all, what you got to understand is the origin of a key figure in the origin of Christmas is Nimrod, and we already starting off on the wrong foot.
Right.
Like, you talking about his mother and wife. So
that's tough.
So this is the key figure of Christmas is already starting off with some crazy stuff.
It's like
Bob Kashasa. But Christmas originates with Nimrod. You know what I mean? And we're gonna get a little bit more of it, but just to give it the water. To give it a little, you know what I'm saying, a little foreground. Nimrod, born on December 25th, which is when we celebrate Christmas. He was a warrior, you know what I'm saying, a conqueror who was very prominent in his time, who was very feared, very, you know what I mean. When he died, You know what I'm saying? With him being very feared and very powerful, his wife slash mother, which, you know what I'm saying, I ain't got to explain how diabolical that is to you. But his wife, his mother wife, basically immortalized him, so to speak, by burying his body under a evergreen tree and saying that his spirit was in the tree. All right. Are we going to, oh no, I'm too off.
All right, I'll continue reading.
Come concept.
And his mother and wife, Semiramis, also known as Ishtar and Isis. Nimrod, known in Egypt as Osiris, was the founder of the first world empire at Babel, later known as Babylon. Reference Genesis chapter 10, verses 8 through 12, also chapters 11, verses 1 through 9. From ancient sources such as the Epic of Gilgamesh and records unearthed by archaeologists from long ruined Mesopotamian and Egyptian cities, we can reconstruct subsequent events.
Okay, so these are the references, right? So you see the first mention of Nimrod in Genesis chapter 10, Genesis chapter 11. You know what I mean? So this is Genesis. We're going to see, and what you got to understand is the Bible is history. It's a history book. The word Holy Bible in itself means separate records. So this is the separate records of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and how these other nations are surrounding Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans affected them, and how the nation of Israel affected all these other nations, how we all interacted with one another. So that's what this Bible is about. It's a history book. You know what I mean? You pick up, a lot of times we pick up this Bible, especially in the Christian church, and we think that it has nothing to do with current time. Like what your Christian pastor like to say, oh, that was them back then, and you know what I'm saying, that was them, but this is now, and they try to put their little spin on it. That's how they beguile you. What you got to understand, first of all, when you read this book, this is a history book, and It's about lineages and bloodlines, which kind of ties into what the sister's question was about. We're gonna see history and the Bible come together like it always does, because the Bible is a history book.
That's right.
Bible, shall I read the next paragraph?
After Nimrod's death, cite 2167 BC, Semiramis promoted the belief that he was a god.
So this is what I was breaking down earlier. So in roughly 2,000 years before Christ, which is what BC means, right? Semiramis, which was Nimrod's mother wife, right, promoted the belief that he was a god, right? Because he, you know what I'm saying, once he passed, again, he was very powerful, he was very wealthy, he was very feared and well respected amongst the nations. So he passed. And you know what I'm saying, once a man passes, you know what I mean, what's the next thing that's gonna be sought after? You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna take his place?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be the next dominant, well-feared, well-respected, you know what I mean, the next ruler in the earth? So to save her space, you know what I'm saying, to save her spot, you know what I mean, to continue to receive the reputation or the benefits of the reputation of Nimrod, Semiramis, his mother wife, promoted the belief that he was a god. You go ahead and read on, sir.
She claimed that she saw a full-grown evergreen tree spring out of the roots of a dead tree stump, symbolizing the springing forth of a new life for Nimrod.
So that's what that Christmas tree. That's what that Christmas tree is a representation of. Right? So that evergreen tree, the evergreen tree to Nimrod and his people represented everlasting life, or you know what I'm saying, basically living forever. Nimrod was I believe part of the lineage of, or you know what I'm saying, they followed the customs of what you would see as the so-called Hamites today, or what you would see as like the Egyptians or the, you know what I mean, where they memorialize their dead. Where instead of like our customs are, we just, you know what I'm saying, we bury our dead and they go back into the earth and decompose in the earth, right? But their customs was to memorialize their dead. So they would do all of those different things and try to, you know what I'm saying, capitalize off of that. So what's Salakia? Salakia. So that's the whole Salakia, what's the word? The significance of the evergreen tree. Because you see evergreen trees today, they last pretty tough through the winter. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third, they tend to stay green. That's why they call evergreen trees. They live through, you know what I'm saying, rough sea where, you know what I'm saying, usually the, you know what I'm saying, the greenery would die off and start over in the springtime. But that's where the significance of the evergreen tree comes from. It's from this incestuous relationship between a mother and a son, where the son dies, who is also the husband, you know what I mean? And she memorializes him and proposes the idea that he's a god. So now, let me see if it says it in here. So like, yeah, what I got here is real small, so I'm trying to keep up with you. So like spring forth a new life. Okay, go ahead, Slakia, go ahead, read on, sir.
Kind of course. Okay, on the anniversary of his birth, she said, Nimrod would visit the evergreen tree and leave gifts under it.
What would happen?
On the anniversary of his birth, she said, Nimrod would visit the evergreen tree and leave gifts under it.
So this is the spirit behind Christmas, and this is sidebar. Not to get too far off topic, but this is also the spirit behind celebrating your birthday. So again, a sister in the chat, or I don't know, Slack is, I don't know if it's a sister or brother, but somebody mentioned a birthday for whatever reason. Your birthday has nothing to do with the customs of the Most High either. It's not to say that you can't love your child, your son, or your daughter, or you can't. It's not to say that you can't acknowledge them or give them, you know what I'm saying, reward them, throw a party for them. It's not to say that, but when you're the day that you're born isn't our customs to keep. You know what I mean? If you feel like your son deserves something or your daughter deserves something on any other day, you can get them something any day out of the year. But you don't, it's not customary for us to keep our, you know what I'm saying, keep our birthdays, because your birthday nowadays, which comes from this custom here that we're reading about, is talking about, you know what I'm saying, it's propping yourself up as a god, or, you know what I'm saying, propping your son up or your daughter up or yourself up as a god.
Right.
That's not something that we do. Again, as we read in the scriptures in Deuteronomy, I believe, there shall be no other gods before the Most High. So if you're a god and the Most High is the only, you know what I'm saying, the Most High is a god, then now you're a god other than the Most High, and that's against the culture of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But he's saying that Nimrod will visit this tree, so everybody who once feared Nimrod should leave gifts under this tree. That's what she's saying. And get, let me see, Salaki, I keep, Okay, Salaki, go ahead, sir.
Okay. Let me just, all right. His birthday fell on the winter solstice at the end of December.
On when?
At the end of December.
So where we at right now? Celebrating Christmas, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are at the end of December. And it doesn't say specifically here, but his birthday was December 25th. And that's where we're going to read a little bit later too. You know what I mean? But that's where it's like you. That's where, you know what I mean, you get the Roman custom of Saturnalia, where they would celebrate at the end of December on December 25th. And they would have a similar custom, a similar disgusting custom, you know what I mean, where they would exchange gifts and, you know what I'm saying, do all sorts of crazy nonsense with one another at the end of at the end of December. Let me see.
Next paragraph.
Let me see. Oh, you can read the next paragraph, Bob. Sure.
A few years later, Semiramis bore a son, Horus or Gilgamesh. She declared that she had been visited by the spirit of Nimrod, who left her pregnant with the boy. Horus, she maintained, was Nimrod's reincarnated. With a father, mother, and son defiled, a deceptive, perverted trinity was formed.
So this is again like you see all all the abominable acts that's being memorialized and clung to in this time, right? Like this is the origin of Christmas. You know what I mean? You putting those Christmas trees or them Christmas presents up under your tree, this evergreen tree, and decorating it with the ornaments and silver and gold and all of that. You know what I mean? That comes from this custom where you think you honoring Christ on his birthday. He wasn't born on his day, but who was Nimrod.
Right.
And it was translated into, I think it says somewhere in here that Nimrod is also what's his name? Saturn. Right. Let me see. Let me find it real quick. So it says she maintained was Nimrod reincarnated with a father, mother, and son defiled. A deceptive, perverted trinity was formed. All right. So this is what you following. This deceptive and perverted trinity. All right. And it says a few years later, Semiramis bore a son, or Salakia. Semiramis and Horus were worshipped as Madonna and child. As generations passed, they were worshipped under other names in different countries and languages. Many of these are recognizable. Fortuna and Jupiter in Rome, Aphrodite and Adonis in Greece, Astaroth and Astarte and Molech, Baal in Canaan. All right, so that's what we read in Amos chapter 5 in verse 21, or in verse couple verses down, I believe verse 25. But that's where we get, it says we bore the images of Molech and Chin, the star of their god. That's what we're talking about right here. We're talking about Nimrod. So we were keeping, we were keeping Christmas and we were keeping these vain customs in the time of Amos. That's where it's talking about Molech and Chin. That's in different, in different captivities and different nations and countries. That was just, these are the names that they were known as or known under. Let me see. Oh yeah, the last paragraph in that section.
Okay.
So we was just to recap. It says
During the time.
Concert. Let me read this real quick. It says, as generations passed, they were worshipped under other names in different countries and languages. Many of these are recognizable. Fortuna and Jupiter in Rome, Aphrodite and Adonis in Greece, Astaroth, Astarte, and Molech Baal in Canaan. So when you see those names in the Bible, just know we're talking about the same customs. All right. Then that last paragraph, Baba Shah.
During the time between Babel and Christ, pagans developed the belief that the days grew shorter in early winter because their sun god was leaving them.
Now, what did this sound like? This sounds very familiar. Like we gonna get it in Jeremiah chapter 10 here in just a second. But this sounds like Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans today. Like we look at the sun and the moon and the stars, and we like, oh no, there's Jupiter rising and Saturn fall, or whatever they call it, and every solstice and every equinox and every what they call it, every shooting star and every meteor that go across the sky. Like we losing our minds. This is their custom. This is the custom that they've been keeping for, you know what I'm saying? They've always been dismayed by the signs of the time.
This is thousands of years.
This is thousands of years old. You know what I'm saying? We think it's something new. We getting some spiritual enlightening and spiritual awakening, but this is thousands of years old, and we're going to get it in the Bible. You ain't know Christmas was in the Bible. We're going to prove that to you tonight. It's like it, sir. You go ahead.
Come. When they saw the length of the day increasing, they celebrated by riotous, unrestrained feasting and orgies.
Ooh-wee, they was doing what? So they thought that the days was decreasing, because they thought their sun, because they worshiped the sun and the moon and the stars. But so they thought that the days was decreasing, so they thought that their sun god was leaving them. But then when they saw the days increasing, they celebrated by doing what?
They celebrated by riotous, unrestrained feasting and orgies.
Now ain't that what we do on Christmas, on New Year's? You know what I mean? Especially New Year's, you know what I'm saying? Valentine's Day, all these holidays, you know what I'm saying? Your birthday,
Right.
That's what we do. We celebrate with riotous, unrestrained feasting and orgies. So we just wanna go crazy, you know what I mean? Act crazy in the streets, you over here twerking, you know what I mean? Twerking and on a handstand, throwing money on strippers for you brothers, you know what I mean? Riotous, unrestrained feasting. So you just want to eat all sorts of abominable food, eating crab balls and all that nastiness, eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You know what I mean? Going crazy at Papa Do's.
Right. Hey,
And
if I could,
concert.
Salakia. You know what I mean? This is your Christmas office party.
I forgot about that office party.
That Christmas, I got my first invite in my whole life, and I said, Lord knows I'm never going there. Seen a couple girls in that office shoot me a look like, you going to the Christmas party? I said, no.
Nah.
Look, and that's what it is. Y'all be taking y'all wedding rings off during them Christmas office parties, bringing friends over, just getting drunk and having riotous orgies. Oranges. I don't know how to get this one by the TikTok.
Oh, Salakia,
Nah,
the water.
we ain't on the TikTok tonight.
Oh, most time.
Point is, y'all know this is you.
Right.
This is not how Christ said to live your life.
Right.
This is exactly how Semiramis or Nimrod's wife
Good night.
mother told you to celebrate her son's birthday. That's what you're doing. You're inviting everybody to the company Christmas party, getting drunk and going to the broom closet, the mop closet, out in the open, pulling your pants down, everybody giggling and laughing. You know, that's what y'all get into.
Right.
And that's wicked. You know,
Right.
Salakia.
And you know, Salakia, if I could, you know what you're going to blame it on?
The alcohol.
You're going to blame it on the alcohol. You're going to blame it on the times. You're going to blame it
Right.
on the season that you in.
Damn.
You're going to blame it on Christmas. You're going to be, oh, it was just a Christmas party. I got a little crazy at that Christmas
They
party.
be trading wives at that Christmas party.
Ooh-wee. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's nasty work.
Yeah, that's crazy. Look, sidebar, I don't want nothing never mind. I'm going to leave that alone. Salakia. If you could read that last sentence, sir.
Come, Salakia. The celebration known as Saturnalia, was named after Saturn.
Right. So now we're talking about a couple years during the time between Babel and Christ. So this is after Nimrod, but a little bit before Christ during the Romans, you know what I'm saying, the Greco-Roman era, right? It's saying this celebration now, which was now it's called Saturnalia, named after Saturn. Go ahead, read on.
Another name for Nimrod.
Read that again.
Another name for Nimrod.
So Saturnalia, which we commonly, you know what I'm saying, again, if you ask any black man, you know what I'm saying, hey man, you know what I'm saying, you know Christmas is after a pagan god, and you know, blah, 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 blah. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, they're gonna break the whole thing down. I promise you. You can ask any black man, well not any black man, but you can just ask 10 black men, a couple of them gonna be like, oh yeah, I know, especially them sisters, because sisters love to,
the spiritual.
Yep, they love the spirit, the spiritual things.
Everything that's not written on paper.
They love the Greek, especially the Greek and the Greco-Roman customs. You know what I mean? So you ask any brother or sister, they gonna be like, "Oh yeah, this is Saturnalia, blah 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 blah," but this is for my family. So you know this is Saturnalia. You know it's
Right.
Saturnalia, but you keep it anyway. But this, what you don't understand, and this traces all the way back to Nimrod, because Saturn is another name for Nimrod. You know what I mean? And you're following after some custom that started with a barbaric custom, a barbaric ancestral custom. That's where this comes from. So, you know what I'm saying? There you got it. You got Christmas according to history. Let's go ahead and get it in the Bible. You already know where we going now.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, concert. And I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying, I halfway didn't even want to go into this because I know, again, you know what I'm saying, we've been blazing on Christmas and Thanksgiving and all these holidays for the last couple. We've been battling tooth and nail on the internet trying to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth according to not only the Bible, but according to history, according to all your feast days and all your vain customs. We've been doing this for a while, and I know, you know what I mean, all the classes that me personally have taught, or, you know what I'm saying, the classes that I know General Mahaiman is teaching an eloquent class right now about the history of the history of Christmas, and, you know what I'm saying, he been doing the same things, and y'all ain't heard a goddamn thing that none of us has been saying. So I damn near wasn't gonna go into it, but, you know what I mean, my camp leader is very merciful and gracious and makes sure that the men up under him is doing their job that they're commissioned to do under Commander General Yohana, under Christ, under the Most High. So we're going to do it again. Salakia. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1.
Verse 1.
Or
You
concert.
can go 2 or 1.
Concert. Verse
Jeremiah 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
So this is the Most High talking to the house of Israel through the prophet Jeremiah. Right? Go ahead, read on, sir.
Thus saith the Lord,
So thus saith the Lord.
learn not the way of the heathen.
So this is exactly what we just read out of Proverbs chapter 3, right? Verse 30, or chapter 3, verse 31, I believe. This is what we just read earlier. Envy not your oppressor and choose none of their ways. Now the prophet Jeremiah is quoting the exact same thing that we just read in Proverbs, right? He's saying, read that again, Baba Shah.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen,
Learn not the way of the heathen. And go ahead.
and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
So what we just read in this article, Saturnalia came from, you know what I mean, the heathen in a nutshell being dismayed at the signs of heaven, or the signs of heaven. You know what I'm saying? Looking at the stars and the moons and the solstice and the equinoxes and all of that. And
the day is getting shorter.
right. Thinking that the days are getting shorter, being superstitious, thinking that their sun god that they made up was leaving them. So when they perceive that the days are getting longer, they start acting a fool. And that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We see Saturn, we say you're a Gemini, I don't even know. You a Gemini rising, the Taurus falling, the Aquarius.
That's wicked work.
It's all confusion. And it gets you're dismayed by the signs of the time. What you perceive, you know what I'm saying? It conducts your behavior. And the Most High said, don't be dismayed by the signs of heaven, by the signs of the stars and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You saying you a Gemini, so you blaming your terrible behavior or your terrible hygiene on you being a Gemini. The fact that you're a promiscuous, you're a promiscuous,
Scorpio.
disgusting person. Yeah. Oh God, a Scorpio. You know what I mean? You blaming it on you being a Scorpio.
I know somebody out there gonna laugh on that one.
That's what we blame it on. You know what I'm saying? And we blame our riotous behavior on our zodiac sign or on our horoscope. That's the custom of the heathen because they're dismayed at the signs of heaven. Go ahead, read on, sir.
God, sir, let me. For the heathen, so like, yeah, I'll read it from one sentence up. And
Cool.
be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
For the heathen are dismayed at them. That's what we just proved in this article we just brought out in
Right.
history. That's what we just read in Proverbs chapter 3. That's what we're reading right here. That the heathen are dismayed at the signs of heaven. And that's what we see today. That's why you celebrate Christmas. That's why you're obsessed with your birthday. That's why you celebrate Thanksgiving. That's why you follow your horoscope and your zodiac sign, and you got the app on your phone, and you going crazy. Like, you don't miss a day on that zodiac app. Salakia. You had something you want to bring out, sir?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, if all that is real, why are y'all still poor?
Damn.
Why are y'all still so poor? Got 2 baby daddies. None of them want to be with you. If that horoscope business gave y'all all the intel y'all needed to be ahead.
Right.
Oh, it's because it don't. It's because it don't, and you learned all that from another nation that God told you to stay away from. Wisdom isn't a guessing game based upon the stars. Wisdom is experiencing reality and learning from it. Realizing, right and wrong, especially, don't want to learn it the hard way. You want to learn it from the easy way. Somebody who's already experienced in it telling you, don't do that. Don't put your hand on the stove. I know what that will do to you. Don't put your fork in the electrical socket. I know what that's gonna do to you. And then you listen to them. That gives you wisdom. You think reading that goddamn horoscope telling you, oh yeah, it's gonna be a good day for you, Gemini. Oh, Aquarius, y'all are gonna meet someone special. Winky emoji. You're a dummy. You're
Real talk.
I'm sorry. I'm so like that. Come on, man.
That-
You're so desperately out of the know, and it's because of the people who have taught you, and that's really the biggest deal. Your parents, your religious leaders, your political leaders, they've all led you astray. And now you need to come in and you need to learn what's really going on around you through the ISUPK. And I'm not saying that to be, I'm saying that with no guile. I'm saying that to be on the square with you, man. All that little horoscope business, you still single at 38.
Yeah.
Freezing. You're lonely. Bed cold. This is a cold winter.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what single women do on December 25th, Doc. They wrap their own presents, write their own name on it, and give it to themselves.
Damn.
It's a lonely, lonely, lonely time, and that horoscope didn't help you. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna. That's what keep a lot of women from going to them streets. Don't act like I don't know. I know.
That's tough.
If you escape them streets is the ground zero. You know what I mean? And you brothers, I know y'all not as simple to fall into those kinds of traps, but you do acquiesce to women, of course. You acquiesce to what a woman wants. You get with a woman and she says do all this. Let's all wear matching fits and this and that. And then she eventually is going to spiral into a fit of despair because her happiness isn't exactly as she wanted it to be. And you don't know how to fix it. It's because you allowed her to serve a God that's not supposed to be hers. You know what I mean? And you don't know how to guide her into a true happiness, into true fulfillment as a woman. You're going to need to get in here too. There's so many levels to it. So like,
now what you said was absolutely correct. What they call it, cuffing season?
It's cut. Yeah, they say that in the fall, right?
It's cuffing season. When it get real cold, they trying to, you know what they trying to do? You know what I'm saying? It ain't because you just the most swaggiest, or you know what I mean? You got this, that, and third. It's because they trying to warm that bed up.
That's right.
And they trying to get them, presents together,
right?
So that they ain't got to do what the priest just brought out. And you know what I'm saying? They wrapping them presents for themselves and gifting themselves. And what he said is absolutely correct.
Cold game.
You gonna say what he said was absolutely true. Like, oh, what I'm getting myself a gift for Christmas. I'm taking myself out. You know how many sisters is doing that nowadays? I'm taking myself on a date. I'm what they call it? I'm loving me. I'm self love.
Right.
Like no, you're just lonely. You're
It's
just
about
lonely.
me right now.
Yeah.
I gotta focus on myself. Look, sis, you focus on yourself and white Jesus and all these holidays that are built on family. You don't even know how to have one. You know what I
Damn.
mean? And that's because you serving a white Jesus. You serving a black preacher who tells you to swallow it or Salakia.
So like yeah.
Telling you to swallow it, telling you thou art loose from any nigga you don't like if you don't like him. And that's why you're alone. Because you can leave him if you don't like him at us in a second. Me, myself, and I. Who that boy?
Damn, real
That
talk.
boy talking about that boy. She addressed it from me to myself in love. That's a tough life. It's a tough life. You know what I mean? And the problem is we take pride. Salagi, please. We take pride in that. We take pride in that we get it all done by ourselves. Men and women are like a man can have a bit of pride in that, but a woman, your pride is vain because you will need someone soon. A man, a woman screaming when she's leaving the planet Earth is not one we like. You know what I mean? You need food, you need shelter, you need heating. During 2020, 2021, the whole state of Texas froze over solid. Women, single women, freezing brothers and sisters, homeless people freezing to death. People don't know. I went to women's houses personally. We was delivering chicken gnocchi, courtesy of Officer Kalkazar right here. You know what I mean? And that's because we need each other. We know it here in the ISUPK. I just pray, everybody learns that soon. You don't need a white Jesus. You don't need a Santa Claus or a Christmas. You need your God and you need your people. Salaki.
No, right. No, give that a hand. That's absolutely correct. Like, and it's real. It's absolutely real. Like, I know it's hard to believe. I know it sounds ridiculous when we say it, but we only saying these things because it's true. I mean, I know it sounds funny. I know it sounds ridiculous. I know this, that, and the third. But what we got to understand, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, is that this is our real life. And the fact that it's funny, you know what I mean? The fact that it's laughable just lets you know that the life that we've chosen to follow after is laughable.
Right.
Because we following after the customs of our oppressor. We're choosing their ways. We envy them. And because of that, we live a laughable life. Where was we at?
I got you. We Jeremiah 10 verse 3.
Okay.
Jeremiah 10 verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
But we just got done talking about how vain the customs of the people are. The customs of the other people, the other nations around us. Slacky, go ahead.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
This is where it's going to get real. This is where Lord willing, we have an eye-opening experience. Because this is Christmas in the Bible. Go ahead, read on.
The work of the hands of the workmen with an axe.
So what do we do for Christmas? You know what I mean? We going to, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, we was going into the woods, you know what I'm saying, cutting down trees, cutting down the evergreen tree for the sake of Christmas. You know what I mean? But now we just go to Lowe's, Home Depot, and get that plastic tree with that fake snow on it. But what we doing with that tree? You know what I'm saying? This ain't just no regular tree. We ain't just going in the woods and getting no tree. Because, so like, you'll go ahead and read on?
Right. They deck it with silver and with gold.
They do what?
They deck it with silver and with gold.
Does that sound familiar? What are you doing with that Christmas tree in your house right now? Read that again.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
Right now, you sitting there with that big old turkey leg, And you with the plate of greens, you open up them gifts, you know what I'm saying, for them children. You know what I mean? Trying to have you a holly jolly Christmas. And you sitting in front of that Christmas tree with them stupid pajamas on, doing what? Or
They deck it with silver and with gold.
that Christmas tree you sitting in front of is decked with silver and gold, ain't it? Ain't it? You ain't gotta lie to me. Tell me what that Christmas tree got on it. It's decked with silver and gold. What's that song? Deck the halls with boughs of holly. You know what I mean? That's what you're doing. You're decking your Christmas tree with silver and gold. And what you gotta or Slack, you gotta read on?
Sorry. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
And you putting it in that little base so it don't move, so it don't rattle around. Go ahead, look up under that Christmas tree and tell me I'm lying. And what you got to understand about that custom is, like we just read before, it comes from Nimrod. You know what I mean? He was the first mass unaliver. According to the Bible, according to history, like we just read, which all coincides together. He was the first mass unaliver. And whoever was too poor, like you are, if you were too poor to keep that custom, to put them gifts under that present, I know there's a lot of brothers and sisters, you know what I mean, telling their kids, we can't have Christmas this year. Christmas is, look, you having that heart to heart, you keeping it real with your kids. And I know if you didn't do it this year, you didn't have to do it before. But you're telling your kids, look, we can't have this Christmas this year. It's because you know what I'm saying, daddy got laid off and mama, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third. We ain't got enough money in our account. We just trying to keep the lights on and this, that, and the third. You explaining to a child why you can't have Christmas that you shouldn't even be having in the first place. But if you had that excuse back then, they was cutting your head off. They were taking your life. They were hanging your noggin up on that Christmas tree, and that's where them ornaments come from. So that custom of decking it with silver and gold, that comes from the cruelty and the barbaric nature of your oppressors, who would take your life if you didn't have it to celebrate Christmas. Nowadays, you know what I'm saying, you got it easy. You got it easy because, you know what I'm saying, they giving us the illusion that we free, but realistically, you know what I mean, if you, back then where this custom originated from, if you wanted to have that heart-to-heart with your kids and tell them you couldn't keep Christmas, you was running for your life. It was a whole different conversation. It was like, look, we ain't got it for Christmas. We ain't got it for Nimrod this year.
Right.
We got to pack up and go because they coming for our lives. And if we don't get up out of here right now, we're going to be hanging on that Christmas tree. It's like it. Concert.
Yeah, I got many Christmas songs that say deck the tree or deck the halls with silver and gold.
Concert.
If you would like one. This is So this is rankinbass.fandom.com. This is a song called Silver and Gold. Silver and Gold is a song written by the Rankin/Bass Christmas special, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It is sung by Sam the Snowman following Yukon Cornelius's instruction, during which from forest animals decorate a nearby tree. Prior to the discussion for the special to have a narrative, Yukon was originally intended to sing it. Okay, yeah, that's all some other stuff. I'm gonna get the lyrics to the song. Let's see if they can see it online. So like here. This is silver and gold, silver and gold. Everyone wishes for silver and gold. How do you measure its worth? Just by the pleasure it gives here on earth. Silver and gold means so much more when I see silver and gold decorations on every Christmas tree.
Ain't that about it?
And that is the lyrics for this song in the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer special. Salakia priest.
That's look, give him a hand. Like what he said was absolutely correct. Like that's you know what I'm saying. You might have some red and green in there, but it's silver and gold up in there. You decking the tree, you decking it with silver and gold, like we just read in Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 4. So we gave it to you in history, we gave it to you in the spirit. We're reading it out these scriptures, which is a history book, but we don't understand. We don't understand as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So we just gotta make the correlation. But the scriptures is a history book, and it's coinciding with history. It's coinciding with the Greco-Roman, the Babylonian, the Assyrians, all of these different nations that ruled over us, and now we kept this tradition. And what you got to understand also is we kept this tradition before Christ as well. Like all this decking it with silver and gold, you know what I mean, putting the presents under the tree and all of that, we was keeping that before Christ.
Right.
Like we just read in this article. We was doing all of that. What you got to understand is what you doing on Christmas is not something new. It's not because of the family. It's not because you just loved your family and this, that, and the third, and you just love Christmas and it's just lovely. It's just a lovely time. You know what I mean? It's because you're a slave and you do what your oppressor tells you to do. When he tells you to do it, how he tells you to do it. With him, you have to share your hell with him. You know what I mean? So he can put it for the gram. Salakia, let's get verse 5 right quick.
Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born because they cannot go.
So this is the problem about the Christmas tree. Like you over there breaking your back for that Christmas tree. You over there breaking your back for them presents and all them ornaments and all the decorations. You done spent all your rent money for January on Christmas. But the thing about Christmas is it needs to be born. Like the Christmas tree ain't walk in your house and say, put them presents under me, decorate me.
Had to be carried.
Yeah, you had to go into that Home Depot and into that Lowe's and get that little skimpy. You had to get the cheapest Christmas tree that you could find, which is going to be breaking your pockets anyway. You had to go into wherever you could go to get them presents to be able to make that Christmas happen. You had to go get them decorations and spend all this money that you ain't had. You had to spend your credit cards. You had to do this, that, and the third. You had to do all of that. And this Christmas tree ain't got no power over you unless you give it that power. But the Most High said you ain't got to do that. And it's, Salaki, go ahead and read on, sir.
Come on. Let me get this right quick. Salakia. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil.
Oui.
Neither also is it in them to do good.
So, you know, Christmas, you know what I'm saying? They like to say Santa Claus, he sees you when you're sleeping. He sees when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. It's good. What that say again?
Says, be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good.
So all that Christmas, all that Santa Claus stuff, you know what I'm saying? He don't see you when you're sleeping. You know what I'm saying? I you know, sidebar, I would hate to have some fat pink man watching me while I'm sleeping and know when I'm awake and all, you know what I'm saying, watching me all throughout the year to give me some toy up under some to come in my house once a year.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. I don't want that. But and for you know what I'm saying, for you adults teaching your children that, you know what I'm saying, you are absolutely wrong for that. You know what I mean? You counting down to the days of Christmas, talking about some fat pink man coming down some chimney. You know what I'm saying? Some fat pink man you don't know coming down the chimney you don't have. You know what I'm saying? Watching your children while they sleep. Yo, pause. Like, you don't think that's a little...
That's deep.
You little crazy?
Yeah, that's deep. I'm tripping right now. That's deep.
But
Yo, that's grooming.
yeah, Absolutely. And you know what else is grooming? It's, sending your children out in that tight costume on Halloween. You know what's crazy? You do that on Thanksgiving, and then you send your child to some babysitter on New Year's so that you can live riotously and have some freaky interaction with some sexual interaction. I'm trying to groom my language so that you know what I'm saying once we get on.
Do your best.
But it's crazy, like you don't even realize what you're doing to your kids. Like all throughout the year, you know what I'm saying? Valentine's Day, right out the gate, you got little naked flying babies, making people fall in love.
Yeah, shooting bow and arrows at people.
Right.
But
Yeah, that's crazy.
God, this
And then
is sick. God.
yeah, you got Easter bunnies laying eggs when when bunnies don't lay eggs, and then you got all throughout the years just all sorts of freakiness. You got Martin Luther King holding hands with little white girls and little white like all throughout the year your oppressor is grooming you, and then you get to Halloween where now you send your kids out into the streets dressed up in some tight Wakanda suit. You know what I mean? To some predator's house. Can I say predator?
Yes.
You sending your child to some predator's house for candy. After teaching them all year to never take candy from strangers, you sending them to a stranger's house for candy. And then you teaching them all throughout the year, you better not shout, you better not cry.
That's tough.
You better watch out. I'm telling you why. Cause Santa Claus, some fat pink man, some stranger, is coming to your town. With that, I'm gonna say Amajum.
That's tough.
Needs to stand. We give a courtesy salute to the brothers. In the visual reminder of Shabbat. Imajum, Barak.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatuh.
Yajim Matai. Sorry, we're gonna face the sisters. Give a courtesy salute to the sisters. In the visual reminder of Shabbat. Imajum, Barak.
Yahweh Shemar Lathah Ba Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yajim Matai.